We're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity. So the last talk we had, we were talking about adjustments and how important it is to adjust. And adjustment is what we take as change. And some of us have an issue with change. But change helps us elevate. In order for us to elevate, we have to adjust as we level up. Because we can't do the same thing we did down here, up here. So there's parts to adjustment. And I'm gonna talk about the first part of adjustment. After you choose to wanna adjust, choose to make the adjustments, choose to say, I'm gonna make these necessary changes that I need to elevate myself and to be better. The first thing you gotta do is identify the issues. When you identify the issues, you basically are taking a self-examination of yourself. And you're gonna look at the things you have an issue with, the things you have a problem with, the things that you don't like the results of. And you're gonna say, what is causing these problems? Or what is causing these results that I have control of, that I am doing, right? Identify those things. When you identify those things, now you finally have something to use to say, hey, let me go ahead and try to adjust this, try to fix this, try to change these habits. So it's not easy to identify your issues. It's not easy for you to self-examine yourself, because everything may come into your mind and fight what you're thinking is the issue. And you may revert mentally back to that defense mechanism in your head of saying, it's this reason, it's that reason, it's this person, it's that person. It's this environment, it's this. You're gonna look for everything else except me, right? And why I say that is, a lot of times our issue stems from where we came up from, predicament and situations we were put in our past, as we grew up, just experiences that we didn't understand how to handle or how to learn from. So what happens when that happens is we blame those situations and say that's the reason why, and there's nothing I can do about that. You're right. There is nothing you can do about that. You have no control over that environment. You have no control over those people. You have no control out of things externally from you that is not you. You're right. But if you keep giving the power to those things and not taking it for yourself, you're gonna lose every time. And what I mean by this is, you sit there and you say, well, the environment I was raised in, this is what was surrounding me, this is what was going on. Okay, then you say, what could I have done differently? How could I have responded differently? How did I respond that caused the issue? How did I react that caused this issue? You take accountability of it. You take responsibility of it, because then you give you the power, right? When you put that accountability, responsibility on someone else or something else, you give them the power. Think about the word responsibility. Responsibility in itself is someone responsible for you, right? An authoritative figure over you, someone that you need to help you, something that you need to help you that you cannot do without because you will not be safe, right? Like a parent to a child, or an adult to a child, a teacher to a student, right? So how are you supposed to have any power over this or fix this if you give someone else the responsibility? How are you supposed to learn from it? How are you supposed to adjust and change and level up if you didn't even take the accountability and responsibility for it because you said it's not in your power? All you have to do is sit there and take accountability for it. I'm sorry, it hurts. It sounds bad. It sounds rough. But you know what? I know it's not all your fault. I know you didn't do this to yourself. But the only one who can save you is yourself. No one else. The only one who can make you strong and stay strong is you. The only one who can live your life is you. So why you want to give that responsibility or that power to someone else? That don't make sense. So I'm telling you, what you need to do is just take accountability on your response, your reactions of it, what you should have learned from it. What did you miss that you didn't see that caused you to fall into that spiral, on that hole, or that situation that happened? What were you not aware of? that now you are. Because if you went through it, hopefully you're aware of seeing it again and why it would come up again. I'm familiar with that, right? Familiarity to it, right? Now you can protect yourself from it, right? Like a fighter. Now you can protect yourself and play defense to that is trying to attack you. Because now you are aware of it and you know what you need to respond and do, or how to exit from it, right? Creating yourself an exit strategy from that situation so you don't have to fall into that again, right? That's empowering yourself. I'm sorry that the experience was garbage, that it was wrong, that it was hurtful, that it caused you pain. But that pain is giving you power, right? Because once you lay down and victimize yourself, you no longer have any power. You are just a victim. And you don't want to be a victim. That's what's hurting you right now. That's what's causing you frustrations. That's what's causing you annoyance. That's what's making you think you can't get to the top of your goals. That's what's making you think you can't conquer your goals. That's what's making you think it's too hard. I got all these things going on. I had situations growing up that I made some bad choices from the experiences that I was in. And they reacted to other things later on in my life that made it difficult for me. Then I had children. Then I had a wife. Then I had more children, right? Now, if I would have let those things suffocate me and say, well, babe, well, kids, this is why I couldn't do this, because this situation they put me in and how it was, I couldn't get out of it. So this is where we're stuck at. If I allowed that to happen, where would be the power in that? How would my wife feel protected? How will my kids feel protected? How will my kids be able to feel I can take advice or take authority from my father if he can't even have authority over his own life, right? Now, once I gathered myself and said, what did I do in those past situations that was thrown at me, right? How did I react to it that caused the results that came from it? And was that the right reaction? And if results came out bad, that wasn't the right reaction, was it? I should have responded differently to it. Now, how can I adjust that response now if I see similar situations occurring like that? And how do I fight through that? That's the choice we gotta make. That's the avenue we gotta approach, right? That's the avenue we wanna be on. We wanna be on Power Ave. You understand? Right? We on redemption time, you feel me? We trying to get it back for those years. We trying to live it now, right? Because think about it. You letting your past hold you up because you're repeating it, because it affected you. So now it's taken away from you living today. Your past was your sacrifice. That was your experience. Today is your time to live. That's your gift. That's your joy. So use the time now that you can and just identify with yourself. What are the things that you want to adjust in your life? What are the things that need adjustments in your life, right? So you can be what you truly see yourself as internally, or that you truly feel that you are within inside, right? Some people sit there and they may take on a role or an identity that makes them unhappy, or they're chasing and they haven't hit it yet. But they feel close and they're around the masters who are doing it, so they say, I must be good. It must be all right, so I'm gonna keep chasing this. But they have the byproduct of feeling stressed, depressed, angry, irritated, constantly on the move, have no kind of peace within themselves, no contentment. And they look at everything else and say, that's why. And maybe sometimes they gotta sit with themselves and identify, why do I feel like this? What is causing me to have this emotionally and mental response? And sometimes it's just really just you trying to be something you're not. You're trying to live a path that's not for you, but you're gonna force it regardless because you feel that's failure if you don't get it. Be very careful of that. Because just because it worked out for everyone else, or worked out for the ones that you feel are in a great position, so you're going after that, doesn't mean that's for you. Doesn't mean that's for you. Doesn't mean that's who you are. And you're wasting your times and your true opportunities to be your true self. And once you identify that, because a lot of people, that's the first thing they identify. Like, yo, I've been going down the wrong path this whole time. This is not me. This is not who I am. This is not where I can go. And it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard realization to see that you may have wasted a lot of time because you were going the wrong path. But let me tell you something. When you make that observation and you eat that pill, what's going to happen for you is that you're going to feel empowered, because now you're more focused and keen and sight onto what's not for you and what's for you, because you've been through what's not for you. So you know how that path goes. This is not the path. Now your knowledge and your wisdom and your understanding is too strong. So it wasn't a waste, because now you know where your path should go and how it should feel, because it shouldn't at least feel like that, what it felt before. But you have to sit with yourself and identify it. You got to spend some time with yourself to identify what are the things that you need to adjust in order for you to get to the true self, your true place and position while you're living here, right? So as we're doing adjustments, let's take the first step and let's try to identify what the problems are that we need to adjust and change. What is it I need to adjust and change so I can get to where I get to? Because we're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity.